it's historic. We are now live streaming. So if you were at home and you got on the internet and you dialed up villageofdolton.org, you can see this meeting live stream. So it is actually being live streamed as we speak.
Motion carries. Okay,
Next item, Mayor, would be under new business, a rental policy for the Melanie Fitness Center. It's regarding the pricing of the rentals.
Melanie Fitness Center. I'll let Trustee Duane Muhammad tell you a little bit about what's happening over there and what has happened.
Melanie Fitness has been in existence for 15 years now. Our ultimate goal at the Melanie Fitness Center is to make it self-sustaining.
It's a community center, a taxpayer-funded facility, not a place where you'd expect to find a risque pool party complete with an advertised cash bar and exotic dancing. We have video of the party, so a warning, this story may not be appropriate for more sensitive viewers.
For the 15 years, the Village of Dolton has been subsidizing the fitness center.
The Melanie Fitness Center in Dolton has a large pool and exercise room, and last month the taxpayer-owned facility was used for a racy adult pool party.
So our goal is to not make a profit, but to at least make it break even. So in order to do that, as you know, the solution is membership.
I couldn't believe it. They was making it rain on her derriere with $1 bills. That type of activity belonged at a strip joint or at a private club, not in a village-owned and operated building.
I had the pleasure of meeting with the general manager and Trustee Muhammad this past week. They're recommending, as it is in an email that was sent and then I forwarded on to you, that the facility, no matter what the party is, the flat rate of $500 would apply.
The fitness center manager rented the space to promoters for $500.
And that all events would require insurance. All pricing has to be passed and adopted by the board.
Stubbs and other village officials say they were never consulted.
So that's why we're here now, is to adopt a policy of what is going to be charged.
I would like to make a motion to stop all pool parties at Melanie Fitness, and let me rephrase, adult pool parties at Melanie Fitness.
She made a new motion.
There's been no motion made of anything yet.
Okay, Trustee Henyard, can you clarify your motion?
I want to stop all adult activity as it relates to pool parties at the Melanie Fitness.
Okay, that's your motion.
Yes.
Is there a second on that?
Second.
I saw us another one of these adult pool parties going on this Saturday. What contract locked up are we in, and what happens if we cancel that? Did that place have insurance?
Yes, insurance was presented to me on Friday midday.
And was it police? And was our police department aware this time of the party that was going on this Friday?
I was told by Chief Collins that in passing he was notified by the general manager of a party that was going on.
I was notified of that party that Friday afternoon.
And do we have a contract for that party on Friday, Mr. Urban?
What they did do was they filled out a special event permit. There is no ordinance that says you have to have a special event permit unless you have alcohol being served. I was assured that there would be no alcohol being served, but no, we did not have a contract.
And was there alcohol being served, Mr. Urban?
The promoter says no alcohol was served at the party.
I would defer that to Chief Collins.
I'm not aware of any alcohol being served, to specifically use those terms, but there was alcohol present.
I was told that the police confiscated liquor at that pool party that they had this, was it Friday? And I just do not feel comfortable that the way it's being ran, that those parties are being administered correctly.
I'm asking that the video be shown. I'm asking that no adult parties be held at the Melanie Fitness Center. If there's a party in place this weekend, I'm asking that that be canceled. This is what they're doing. Excuse me, Friday when we went over there was liquor on the premise. The young people IDs were not being checked.
You know, there's children in this room. This should not be shown.
Leave the room.
This should not be shown at a board meeting.
It should be shown.
No, it shouldn't.
You out of order. It shouldn't have been happening at the Melanie Fitness Center.
No, it should.
That's what you should have. That's what you should have been saying.
It shouldn't be at the Melanie Fitness Center. Yes, you are correct. But this is showboating. We should not be showing
We're not
this video
showboating. We're telling you what's going on at our government facility that I had a special meeting for to ask that these type of parties are not to be held there at a government building. Liquor was confiscated as Trustee Muhammad and the general manager, Ishmael Muhammad, stated that alcohol wasn't there. It was there. I saw it. I'm asking today, not only do we not have any adult parties there, that we, Mayor, I'm pleading that you take Trustee Muhammad off of that committee. Off of that committee.
Dolton Trustee Duane Muhammad chairs the Fitness Center committee, and his son is the general manager.
Because if this is what we are displaying, then that's appalling to me and every other woman that go to Melanie Fitness Center, and that's a government building.
First of all, I just want to make it clear that I have always disagreed with this party. It's not right to me, and I wouldn't want my children or my daughters at a place like this. But this is showboating at its best. Why would we want to put a black eye on this village for people to look at across this state? We should be mature enough.
I asked you, and I'm out of order. Yes,
Hold it.
I am.
Trustee Stubbs.
I asked you when I held the special meeting that you don't do this
Trustee
at the Melanie Fitness Center.
Trustee Stubbs, let Trustee
Pierson
Pierson finish.
Anyway.
So the residents, the people of this state, get to see the mistakes that we make, like we're not intelligent enough to solve this. We did not have to have the news media here, and we did not have to show this, and everybody here probably agrees that it's wrong, and all we got to do is stop it. We can stop it right now. We're the board. We can vote to stop this, and we don't have to try to embarrass everybody. I said a prayer before that we all come together, but it looks like everybody wants to showboat and fight.
At the last meeting that I called for a special meeting on a Sunday to stop this type of activity, that was just me talking, because you set up and held it again, same type of party, Friday, with alcohol at the facility, at a government facility that we are liable for.
Well, get it straight. You said we held it again. I didn't hold it. I'm against it. I don't want to get anybody on record that I
Trustee
agree
Muhammad
with this.
Is the chairperson over that Melanie Fitness Center. His son is the general manager. He made that very clearly to myself, Trustee Brown, Trustee Henyard, and some of the residents. And I'm asking, Mayor, I'm pleading with you, Mayor, that you please remove Trustee Muhammad from the Melanie Fitness Center.
Can I be recognized, Mayor?
Go ahead, Trustee.
Okay. First of all, I concur with all members of this dais that party is inappropriate for Melanie Fitness in the Village of Dolton.
Muhammad says there was nothing illegal or even improper.
It was a pool party, and with a pool party, people have on bathing suits. And that's how young people dance nowadays. So you cannot censor how people dance at a pool party. And as I stated before in the emergency meeting, we're saying the same thing.
He defended Pop's routine, adding that there was no nudity.
But as you stated, Trustee Pierson, it puts a black eye on the Village of Dolton that we can't come together as a board and discuss this intelligently. This station that you see here has a viewership that reaches all the way down to Kankakee, Illinois, all the way up to almost Rockford, Illinois. We have to come under one accord. We all agree, and I second the motion for Trustee Henyard, that no adult party should be held from this point on in the Village of Dolton. But now to take it further, to remove a trustee from a committee because of, I'll say, what happened
the taxpayer-owned facility was used for a racy adult pool party.
Is really uncalled for. That's taking it too far, because now what you've done, you've discounted all the good that the trustee and others have done to that fitness center.
Something at the fitness center.
Yes, Melanie Fitness
Melanie,
Center.
yeah.
Actually.
That was named after Shaw's
daughter.
Right.
She was killed on a Lakeshore Drive. It's a facility owned by the Village of Dolton, but at this time, it's not generating the revenue that it should. Okay. The one thing about being in politics, you got to give the people the hard numbers. You know, emotionally, it feels good to say we have a fitness center. But we can say that we have a fitness center, but is it generating the revenue to sustain itself? And it's not.
When I held on July 3rd, a special board meeting, Trustee Muhammad, we could have squashed it there among ourselves. But this audience was loaded with the stripper.
Among the featured guests, a dancer named Lonnie Pop.
Wow.
Your reaction when you first saw this video?
I couldn't believe it. They was making it rain on her derriere with $1 bills. Promoters, residents, and we could have squashed it right at that meeting, Trustee Muhammad. Yes, I'm asking that the mayor remove you from that committee. I'm sitting up here looking at 3 trustees that was stripped. Correct my memory.
You right.
Correct my memory. Trustee Henyard, Trustee Hunt, and Trustee Brown was stripped from their committees.
When I was elected mayor of the Village of Dolton, there was a sense of hope in the air. Many came to witness the swearing-in ceremony, knowing that change was coming. Then, a few weeks later, I suffered a heart attack. Many reached out with well wishes and cards and prayers, but while I was recuperating, others in their secret meetings plotted, seeking to use my tragic circumstances in a devious attempt to achieve political gain.
Just because you want to be quiet now. I got the flow now. I got the flow.
They mocked me.
You said you were sick and I couldn't.
That's not true. Right.
That's your side. Speak for yourself.
To my knowledge, to my understanding, it wasn't as nearly as insulting as having this type of activity at a government building that we own. So I'm still pleading with you, Mayor. Please remove Trustee Duane Muhammad from that committee, from Melanie Fitness Center.
One trustee, when we told them that party will be uninsured and we'd be liable for a $1 million lawsuit if any accident happened there, they said still had a party. Well, I guess when they saw what was going on and a different channel came out here, they said, you know what, that we need to shut it down. And I'm glad it happened and glad it came out, because sometimes TV keep people honest.
We went to that party on Friday, and the way we was treated was so disrespectful. And everybody know I got tough skin, but for the general manager to come in my face and basically intimidate me and tell me to remove myself from a public parkway, which I was standing on the sidewalk, I can literally feel the mist from his spit on my face. You need to leave. You shouldn't even be here. I have every right, just like everybody else, to be at that location. I do believe Trustee Muhammad should be removed from his committee. The reason being, this has been going on for a long time, residents. We had no knowledge that this was going on in our own backyard until this occurred on Facebook. A resident sent the footage out, and we all saw what was going on. If you guys would have came there and saw what we saw, you would be saying the same exact thing. We got video footage, we got pictures of the alcohol. They had all kinds of stuff in there. And the female wasn't even being checked going inside the pool party. Then if you go around to the back of the building where you can view all of this, oh my God, pitch dark. Somebody can literally drown inside the pool. So if it's a pool party, where's everybody at? You couldn't see anything. It's a safety precautions, you guys. And all we saying is we need to shut it down now before something bad happens. And then you be pointing the finger saying, okay, trustees, why y'all didn't know about this? Why didn't you do anything about it? And then to add to that, when we got there, they was charging to park in our lot. So we gotta pay $10 to get in here for what? And then when they parked, they had it so tight that if it's something bad happened, you couldn't get an ambulance or a fire truck or anything through the gap. That's how bad it was. So we're not all up here just talking or showboating. We telling you facts.
When the police sergeant asked Trustee Muhammad and his son, did they smell marijuana outside of the front door of the Melanie Fitness Center, both of them answered, no, we don't smell anything. Well, it's mighty strange. Myself and 3 police officers and everybody else was around in that area smelling marijuana where they was firing it up in the line. So if he can't smell that, and he's allowing that type of activity to go on at Melanie Fitness Center because he is aware of what was going on, I'm asking again, Mayor, that you remove him from that committee.
What's being said, ladies and gentlemen, we cry out to you that we're in a liable suit situation. For individuals, anyone has been on the side of a pool, it's easy to slip, trip, or fall, especially if you're holding some alcohol in your hand that falls into the pool. That's a cleanup. Individuals walking around in their regular street shoes, walking around the pool, they slip in there. It's going to be pretty tough to get out of that deep water because I believe that water may have about 9 or 10 feet deep there. But that was a very unsafe condition for individuals to be there that may not have been in their right sense at the time from drinking alcohol or whatever they were smoking. And I mean, if an officer tell you it smelled like marijuana, it must be marijuana. That's a very unsafe atmosphere there, and it shouldn't happen. And just as Trustee Henry said, it was very dark inside of there. They just had a strobe light going, and it was running around the pool, chasing one another. It was an unsafe condition to be holding a fair like that in there. 10 o'clock at night to 3 o'clock in the morning. That's after hours in a village-owned community facility. Just like in the emergency board meeting, it was games being played on showing the tape. I mean, we're adults here. What we saw there is nothing that we never saw before. So to act like that was something that was just out lavish, come on. The pudding was in the pot right there. So we need to address this here and stop playing with this, because it's very dangerous what we're doing. Very dangerous.
Motion by Trustee Henyard, second by Trustee Muhammad to stop all adult pool parties at Melanie Fitness Center.
You know, if that should come across the board, if it's going to be any parties, or is it saying that it shouldn't be any the adult pool parties?
The motion is to stop all adult pool parties.
And I guess what Trustee Stanley is getting at, who's going to execute it? Are you next going to have parties at the fire station house? Who's going to execute it? We say no adult
fire station
parties.
Out of it because they run a very clean house over there.
Trustee Pierson. I'm just saying that facility is a government-owned building, and no party should have been going on like that. Period. Who's going to be in charge to execute and making sure that does not happen?
You can look into that later, but I don't think the word you're trying to use is execute that you want to use. You're talking about monitoring. Who's going to monitor whether this is done or not? Is that what you mean?
Night at the village board meeting where trustees demanded that new rules and rental policies be passed to prevent a party like this from ever happening again.
Okay, but there's a motion on the floor. Discussion was over. Just take the roll.
Aye.
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 All right, motion carries.
And that's exactly what the board unanimously voted to do.
At a later date, if you want to sit with the police or figure out something with the administrator or this body on how this ordinance is going to be implemented or executed, then that's another matter of a point that you can take. Good evening. Former Trustee Lowe.
Trustee Willie Lowe. Y'all know I wasn't too happy with the Melanie thing because the fact is it was named after our late mayor's daughter. I wanted to try to put a swimming pool, so we built the Melanie Center.
As a resident, I feel disgusted by it. As a member of the facility, I feel disgusted about it. And the most I feel disgusted about is that this facility was named after my cousin that passed away.
I have been a member of Melanie's for over 8 years. I sat in this audience about 4 years ago when Melanie's was on the chopping block to be closed.
See, everybody say Miss Crayton and I'm a joke and I'm a troublemaker, but I've been a citizen of this village for over 32 years. My concern is that we all work together. Everybody has a personal agenda.
I am not in agreeable of taking Trustee Muhammad down because he has been a juror in Melanie Fitness. He has bought a lot of program.
I'm so sick and tired of coming to these meetings where everybody
slings daggers at everybody else. You have no respect. I'm tired of sitting there listening to this.
Because it's taking too long with, personal insults and things of that nature to get through the meeting, and that should be capped at some point.
I spoke to Trustee Muhammad earlier today, and I have to tell you, the man gave me a full and accurate account of exactly what happened. I think this man is of great character, and his son, Ishmael, he's of great character just as well.
It is Mr. Muhammad's son. Whether that's a bad judgment or not, I don't know. But the flip side of that is I do know this. I've been in Melanie's for 8 years. One of the standing people that has been there has been Mr. Muhammad.
He's familiar with Melanie Fitness. He has been there a long time. And if we can have a forgiving heart, not look back, we start off tonight being family again.
I just feel like if Mr. Muhammad is going to step down, if we're going to do mismanagement, all of you guys are like terrible.
The Lord says that we do not build our castle, our place, on somebody else's shoulder.
I think you all need to have private meetings downstairs an hour before you come up here. And if you don't agree with each other, don't let us see it. Whether you like it or not, whether you like each other or not, you have to respect each other.
A lot of people don't know what the meaning of it, the definition of it. It's a respectful place. It's not a place to have that shake stuff going on. They can find somewhere else to go.
And to say that there should be no adult parties, no X-rated parties, I'll agree. But they had a party there probably 5 years that was a fundraiser for Melanie's. And it was a pool party, and it was a nighttime pool party. They sold tickets. There was no alcohol. There was no booty shaking. There was no marijuana. It was a beautiful party.
You all want us to come to Melanie Fitness Center to join, and then you turn around and have a pool party with all this going on?
On that promotional material, it said that it was a hookah, it said it was a cash bar, and it said private masseuses. What is a private masseuse in this situation? I'm going to let you all just consider that yourself.
I do think that rules need to be established as to what should go on and how it should go on. But to make blanket statements about no adult parties, that indicates that you think every citizen that lives in the Village of Dolton wants to shake their butt and pay them a private masseuse. That's not how we are. And most members of Melanie's don't go there for that.
And also, keep the village image in mind. And I have to admit this, sir. I fully respect you. But in light that your son is actually the manager of this facility, I think it's a conflict of interest that you hold this position as chairman of the committee. I think it's only honorable if you do resign. You can stay on the committee, but be chair of the committee, I don't think so.
Yeah, you should retire. You should resign. You should. And I think you all should have voted on it right here and right now instead of going behind our backs and deciding whether he should be still in charge of it or not.
Now, over the phone, you did tell me that you apologize for it. You say you laid down on the sword. But no one else on this board has admitted responsibility for this. Was it just Trustee Muhammad?
Yes.
It was just him completely?
Yes.
So the village administrator didn't know anything about it?
No.
The mayor didn't know anything about it?
Excuse me, I'd like to speak for myself. I knew nothing of it, Mr. Hunt, but you should. You expect me to go there at 9 o'clock at night and stay till 3 a.m.? You don't pay me enough for that, sir.
There you go. Sling it again.
1 second.
These pool parties, thank you, Trustee Stubbs, if she hadn't brought it to our attention, we never would have known. What else is it that you all are hiding behind our backs that we don't know about?
So you got to put it in both hands. He might have had a bad judgment call, and that needs to be dealt with, but he is one of the reasons why Melanie's is still functioning. The fact that that party should not have happened, you all agree that that party should not have happened. You all agree that won't no more of those parties happen. Now what you need to do is figure out where we go from here to make Melanie's workable, because it is a good facility. It works good for the people.
We all make mistakes. We all are human. Nobody's perfect. Give him another chance. You said no more parties. We'll go on that. I didn't even know they have the party there myself. I'm in New Orleans. I didn't even know it until I got an email. But please have a forgiving heart, because he has been there for us, and we need him at Melanie. Please have a forgiving heart.
Mr. Muhammad is one of the reasons why it works good for the people. While everybody wants to say he should retire or resign because of his son, well, I don't know, maybe he should fire his son for the bad judgment. But to say that it's totally on him, that's not right. You own a business. You know you can set something up, and your manager can go against what your principles are. So you get rid of the manager. You don't get rid of the owner.
I'm Tiffany Henyard from Chicago, Illinois. I am currently the owner of Tiffany's Good Burger and Soul Food. We bake, stuff, and inject burgers with special sauce. How about that? So basically, I just put it in and I inject. Then I top it off with another stuffed burger, and I add another strip of bacon.
When a man get to hold a burger like this in his hand, this is like heaven.
Just like when you go rent the park, they tell you what you can and can't do, then that's how it should be done for the rental procedure in Melody's.
You don't like each other, then don't run again. And we need to decide whether we're gonna vote for them or not. Not just these who you don't like. I'm talking about all of them.
I love each and every one of you. I'm going to hug you. I'm going to say what I don't agree with. That don't mean that I'm right or wrong. That's my opinion.
And I don't care in this audience who doesn't like what I said, because all I hear in the back is that's right, when you're somebody that you don't like, but then when it's somebody that you do like, yeah. It's all wrong. I don't care who it is.
I pray for all of you, all of us, and the citizens of the Village of Dolton, because I want us all united.
All this arguing back and forth, slinging daggers. Oh, well, you this and you that, and I this and I that. I'm sick of it.
Is the Melanie Fitness Center, is that committee a part of the Board of Trustees? Or is this something just different that was just made up?
No.
My point is...
The mayor made Trustee Muhammad chairperson and made us nothing. Me, Brown, and Hunt. We don't sit on no committee at all.
Well, listen, hold on. Wait, I want to comment to that. The mayor made us nothing. When we came into this office, I asked each of you, what committee did you feel comfortable in chairing? Or what committee did you want to chair? And Trustee Henyard, what did you tell me? I said, okay, fine, you got it. Trustee Hunt, what'd you tell me? I said, fine, you got it. Trustee Brown, what'd you tell me? And you got it. Now, over those 2 years after we came in administration, and I saw the competence level and the activity that you actually did over those, as far as chairmanship, over those committees, when the new midterm elections came in, you're right, I did change it. So don't talk about I didn't give you anything, because you had those chairs for 2 years. And what came out of it? Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mayor, I understand
address.
it's address, but Mayor wanted to go there, so we gonna go there.
I answer your question. I answer your question. I answer your question. I responded. I responded to your. I responded to your statement.
From the committees.
I responded to your statement.
What you did, Mayor.
So it wasn't accurate when you didn't get it.
Why we were removed from committees?
Because you didn't do anything in them.
I'm the only
How many committee hearings did you hold?
Committee meetings.
How many committee meetings did you hold?
4, Mayor.
Four in 2 years? 4 in 2 years?
Yes, and I got evidence of it.
Go ahead, Mr. Shaw.
Mayor, point of order, please.
Go ahead, Mr. Shaw.
No, this is the Illinois Municipal Handbook. Committees are a creature of the council, and in this case, it will be the board. And that the committee's function must first be authorized by the council. So this actually takes the chief executive, the mayor, out of this. This is on you guys. If you really want to be committee chairman, rewrite the ordinance to where it states that upon a majority vote of the committee, you can elect your own chairman and vice chairman. You have the power.
Working on
now, exercise it. You can do this.
Agenda is addition of Melanie Fitness Center to Human Services Committee.
I'd like to make a motion for addition of the Melanie Fitness Center to Human Services Committee. I'm asking today, Mayor, I'm pleading that you take Trustee Muhammad off of that committee.
Second.
Okay, it's been motioned and seconded to add the Melanie Fitness Center to Human Services Committee.
To remove a trustee from a committee because of, I'll say, what happened is really uncalled for. That
no discussion. Roll call.
Wait, I was just asking Trustee Pierson what was that. So what are we doing? I'm a little lost on.
We should be mature enough.
I asked you, and I'm out of order. Yes,
Hold it.
I am.
Trustee Stubbs.
When I held the special meeting that you don't do this
Trustee
at the
Stubbs.
Melanie Fitness Center.
I'm a little lost on.
I can answer that if you don't mind.
I do believe Trustee Muhammad should be removed from his committee. We had no knowledge that this was going on in our own backyard.
Melanie Fitness Center does not have a committee. We'd like to add that to the Human Services Committee. We're in the process of selling that facility.
I would suggest that we do not add it to the Human Services Committee under the direction of Trustee Muhammad, due to the fact of when he was over it before, the strip party that he allowed to go on at the Melanie Fitness Center, and then he got on Channel 2 News and said, I don't see anything wrong with that. So I'm talking about judgment. Judgment.